Hi Loomers, it's Michelle from Rainbow Loom, and today we'll be learning how to make this big butterfly phone charm. This project is from the Loom Your Life kit available in Target stores, and I would consider this an intermediate to advanced level project. The band placement and the looming steps aren't hard, but it is possible to snap a couple bands. I will be showing you how to avoid that though. Also, this is a larger design, so there is more room for mistakes. You will need 11 columns of pins and 15 rows, although it is possible to use fewer rows if you know how to do single chains with your hook. This butterfly project is included in the instructions of the kit, but again, I will be showing you how to avoid band breakage while making this project, so if you're having any trouble with it, hopefully this video clears things up. Today I am using the Loom Your Life kit from Target. It comes with two of our largest looms, the Mega Mighty Loom, along with lots of beads, charms, accessories, and basically everything you need to make all of the projects on this box. There are lots of project instructions that you can learn from, and check out the description for the other Loom Your Life videos that we've done, especially if you want to see an unboxing of the contents. Now let's go over the materials needed. We will need both of the Mega Mighty Looms today. At least one hook, but two is preferred. If you're adding your butterfly onto your phone, then you will need a phone tether, which is included in the kit, 2 beads and a plastic needle to place the beads on, and lastly you'll need some rubber bands. Speaking of rubber bands, let's go over the band count. There are 25 bands for the body, 131 bands for the wings, and 25 tie bands which are used to hold the creation together and are the bands that you do not loom. In total that is 181 if all of my counting is correct. Now let's get started. First, let's put our loom together. Make sure that your looms are oriented in the same direction and that your pins make a U shape. There should also be a number 1 at the bottom of both looms. The loom on the left will be placed lower than the loom on the right. You can see that there are some crescent-shaped hinges on the side of the loom here, so we will use them to connect the looms. Line up the loom so that the one on the left is on top of those crescent hinges and is also 1 pin lower than the other loom, and then you can push them together. From the side, you can see that it's flat, so we know that both looms have been connected. We will do the butterfly's body first. With our loom set up, we can start laying down the bands. Make sure that your loom is oriented correctly. We want the arrow pointing forwards to have the number 1 by it, and you can also see an icon of some rubber bands next to it. Our first band that we're going to lay down is on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th pin, and we're going to take a single band and place it not on the first pin, but on the second pin in that column. Then we're going to place double bands vertically upwards 12 times so that there are 13 chains in total. So take 2 bands and starting from where we left off, place those 2 bands down vertically, and we will continue using double bands or 2 bands until we have a length of 13. This is what my loom looks like now. I'd recommend counting to make sure that you have a length of 13 vertical bands on your loom, and then we can move on to the wings. Let's start on the wings now. Find the pin that we started on and we will add bands starting from 3 columns away on both sides. So 1, 2, and 3. We will start from the very first pin on both columns by placing a single band down. Also, everything is symmetrical for the wings, so whatever I'm doing to the left side, I will also do to the right side. So this right side also gets a single band as well. Then on both sides we will place double bands, which are 2 bands, and place them vertically upwards. Continuing on with the border of the wings, we are switching to single bands, which is just 1 band, and we will go diagonally outwards 2 bands on both sides. So this is 1, and this is 2. And we will do the same to the other side. So 1 and 2. Starting from the vertical bands again, we will go diagonally inwards towards the body of the butterfly on both sides using 3 single bands. And do the same to the other side. 1, 2, and 3. Now we will place bands down starting from the outermost part of the wings, and we will place 4 bands down vertically upwards on both sides. We will make our way to the inner part of the wing and then do the same thing again for the upper part of the wings. So again, place 4 bands down vertically on both sides. We will place down another column of vertical bands, but one column closer to the center of the butterfly this time. We will be placing 5 bands down on both sides. I am starting to change up the colors, so feel free to do whatever color pattern you would like your butterfly to have. On the next column inwards, we are placing 6 bands down on both sides of the butterfly. I'm going to speed this up a little bit since the steps get pretty repetitive. Just remember to push down some of your bands as you go, but avoid letting them overlap. On the next column inwards, we are placing another 6 bands down on both sides of the butterfly. On this last inner part of the wings, we are placing 5 bands down vertically on both sides. Remember to push down your bands so that we have room for more, but don't let them overlap. Now we will finish off this part of our wing by creating a border, and then we will move on to the upper part of the wing. We will start from the outer part of the wing and place 3 bands down diagonally towards the center of the butterfly on both sides. And moving on to the right side now, this is our first one, second one, and third one. Now we will use 10 bands, so 5 on each side to create the bottom border of the top section of the wing. We will start from the center this time and go all the way out to the sides diagonally using 5 bands on each side. Find where we left off and go diagonally downwards towards the center. Then we will place bands down like this. And then do the same to the right side. We are back to placing our vertical bands now. We will start from the outermost part of our wing again and move inwards. We will place 2 vertical bands down on both sides, and these are single bands again. For the next column inwards towards the center of the butterfly, we are placing 3 bands down vertically on both sides. Remember to push down your bands so that you have room to place more bands down, but avoid letting the bands overlap. For the next column inwards, we are placing 4 bands down vertically on both sides. For the next column inwards, we are placing 4 bands down vertically on both sides again. Remember to push down your bands, but don't let them overlap. On this last inner part of the wings, we are placing 4 bands down vertically again on both sides. Now we will work on the top border of the wings. So we will take 2 single bands and starting from the outer part of the wing, place them diagonally towards the point in each of the wings. Do this on both sides. And then we will start from the center of the butterfly and place bands diagonally upwards towards that same point. We are placing bands starting from the 3rd pin from the top of the butterfly. Do this to the other side as well. On the pins where we placed our last bands, we will be placing down some cap bands. To do that, take a wing-colored band and your hook, place the band on the back of your hook, and twist it once so that there are 2 loops of the rubber band on your hook. We will place it here on one of the points of this kind of like M shape, so place the back of your hook onto the pin and push the cap band off onto the pin. Then we will do this again for the body of the butterfly. Place a body colored band on your hook and twist once so that there are 2 loops of the rubber band on your hook. We will place that band on the end of the butterfly's body. And the last triple loop cap band is on the other side of the wing. So take another wing colored band and twist it once on your hook to make a cap band. Place it on the other side of the pointy part of the wing. Now onto the tie bands. These bands won't really be visible, but they will keep your creation together, and these are also bands that we will not be looming. We're just going to ignore them once we reach the looming step. We will start at the bottom of our butterfly where the outermost part of the wing is. We will stretch a single band horizontally across 5 columns of pins so that its other half sits next to the body of the butterfly. We will do that 4 more times for this bottom part of the butterfly so that we have 5 tie bands per side. So again, start at the outermost part of the wing, but this time 1 pin upwards, and stretch a single band horizontally across 5 rows of pins so that its other half sits next to the body of the butterfly. And this is our 3rd one now. 4th one. And 5th one. Let's do the same thing to the other side. Now we will add 2 tie bands in the center. So we will locate the row that we placed the last tie band on, and our middle tie bands will go right above on these 5 columns of pins. So just take a single band and place it onto those pins. Then take another single band and do the same thing but 1 row upwards. Then we will continue placing the tie bands that connect from the outermost part of the wing, 5 columns horizontally towards the center. We will do this 3 times in total per wing. Now we will add some double loop tie bands. Locate the bottom center of your butterfly and then go 1 row upwards. This is where we will start placing these double loop tie bands. For the double loop bands, make sure that you have your hook ready. Grab a tie band and place it onto the back of your hook. Then twist the band once so that there are 2 loops of the band on your hook. We are going to place the back of our hooks onto this pin here, and then we will push the double loop band onto that pin. Then take your hook, grab the double loop band, and stretch it across the body onto the pin next to it just like this. Let's do that 1 more time. Double loop a band on the back of your hook and place it onto the pin above the one that we just worked on. Then stretch that double loop band across the body. We will do this 2 more times on the bottom half of the wings here. Then we're going to skip the middle part where we already have some tie bands, and then move on to the top part of the wings where we will do this 3 more times. We have finished placing all of the rubber bands, and this is what my loom looks like now. To start the hooking process, let's turn our loom around 180 degrees. At the bottom of your loom, there should be an arrow with the number 2 on it, and next to it should be an icon of a hook. Let's start the hooking process now. We will start from the pins where we placed our cap bands on the wings, which are these 2 pins. We're going to ignore the body of our butterfly for now. Stick your hook into the point of the wing, pull back on the cap band, grab the topmost band, which should be the one going towards the center of our butterfly. We are just going to loom these diagonal bands here until we get to the center. Then go back to the cap band, and we will loom the other diagonal bands outwards. Remember to push down on your bands if there's not enough room on your pins. Now we will do the same to the other side. So locate the point of the wing where our cap band is, put your hook into that pin, pull back on the cap band, grab the topmost band, which should be the one going towards the center of our loom, and loom the other two bands going to the center of our butterfly. Then return to the cap band again, and loom the other diagonal bands outwards towards themselves. Now we're going to loom all of these vertical bands back to themselves. Stop once you reach these diagonal bands and pause when you're one column away from the center. There's a higher chance of band breakage there, so I'm going to show you how to avoid this. Also, we're going to loom the butterfly's body last, so you can ignore that for now. Remember that we are ignoring the tie bands, and that we're only looming the vertical bands. Now that we are one column away from the center, get your second hook ready. Start to loom the band like you normally would, but stop when you have just taken the band off the pin. Then move your hook to your non-dominant hand, and then take your second hook and circle it around the pin. This will reduce band breakage because we're helping the band that we're looming reach the next pin without stretching it as much. So again, loom the band like you normally would, and stop when you have just taken the band off the pin. Then move your hook to your other hand, and then take your second hook and circle it around the pin. Then you can continue to move the band to the next pin. We will do this for all of the bands next to the center of the butterfly. And remember that we are saving the butterfly's body for last. I'm restarting this from the right side now. Now we're going to loom the diagonal bands here to the center. I'm going to start on the left side and then stop at the center. If you feel like the bands are too tight and that a band might snap, then you can take your hook and circle it around the pin to reduce tension. Also, there are a lot of bands on these pins, so make sure that you're grabbing the correct one. Then I'm going to do the same thing to the right side and stop at the center again. Now we're going to loom these diagonal bands outwards on both sides. There are a lot of bands here, so just remember to use your hook and pull back on the bands that we have already loomed so that it's easier to reach the next band that we're going to loom. Let's go back to looming these vertical bands. The ones towards the center will be a little bit tricky, so remember to use your second hook to release some tension when you get there. We are ignoring the center part of the butterfly again, so just loom the other vertical bands until you reach this kind of M shape here. Now let's loom the center of our butterfly starting from this cap band here. So pull back on the cap band and grab the double bands here with your hook and then bring them forwards. I'm just going to loom these until we reach the end of the wings, just so that we can do the slip knots all together. Now we are going to loom the rest of our wing bands to these 2 points here on the wings. So we'll loom from the center to these points on the wing, and then from the outermost side to the same points. If you followed what I did, then you should do the left side first, but just reach into the pin and grab whatever is the topmost unloomed band, and then loom that band back to itself. And then we're going to loom these 2 side bands towards the center point on our wings. Then we can do the same to the other side. Now we will loom these vertical bands upwards and then create a slip knot using the last band in all of these vertical columns. Let's make a slip knot on all 3 pins now. You can see from the side that there are 2 loops of the band on our pin. We are going to take the bottom loop of the rubber band off the pin. Then we will do this for the other 2 slip knots. You can gently tighten the slip knots, but don't do it too aggressively because it might break the band. And you might have to tighten the slip knots again after we remove the butterfly from the loom. It is now time to remove our creation from the loom. I would highly recommend gently using your hook to pull the butterfly off the loom to reduce the chances of any band snapping. Once you reach the slip knots, you can gently tighten them further. After taking it off the loom, you probably need to stretch out and adjust your butterfly a little bit. Now you can take your hook, slide it into the body of the butterfly, grab the slip knot in the middle, and pull it inside the butterfly to hide it. I am going to add some beads on the other slip knots, so I have my 2 pink beads and a plastic needle ready. Slide the bead onto the plastic needle. You should see a hole in the plastic needle, so we will be putting the big loop of the slip knot into that hole. Then we're going to pull the needle through so that the bead ends up on the band. And then we will do this to the other side as well. To tie the bead on, we're going to pull the loop from the slip knot behind the bead, and then pull on the bead gently to secure it. Do this to the other side. And now our butterfly is finished. If you would like to put it on as a phone charm, grab the plastic tether, place it inside your phone case, and put your phone in. Then you can slide the charm onto the protruding part of the plastic tether. So now you have a butterfly phone charm. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial on how to create this big butterfly phone charm using the Loom Your Life kit from Target. If you make this, please tag us at this username and use the hashtag Rainbow Loom so that we can see your creations on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We also host weekly giveaways on our Instagram called our Loom Star of the Week contest where you can win some fun prizes, so be sure to follow us there. In the description box below, you can find where to purchase your own Rainbow Loom products. We have so many kits available, and there's honestly something for everyone. We are also selling some Rainbow Loom products on our TikTok shop, so if you're in the US, check out our store which has some exclusive bundles that you can't find anywhere else. And again, thank you for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one.